Good morning. I'm going to give people a little bit of time to get on here. I just got a message from Rob while I was on the phone with Bram. Um, Ray Liotta passed away. Holy cow! Dead at 67, and it doesn't say why. It's just a report. Fuck. He was a good actor. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's too bad. Oh, he died in his sleep. Okay. Holy shit. All right. So, okay. So, the reason I'm late coming on this morning is Bram videoed me. So, long ago in a galaxy far, far away, let me have a little sip of tea here. He's always wanted challenge coins, and he has all of these different designs of challenge coins, and he always wanted to get them. So he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to get them. So they came a lot quicker than expected. This is the front of the challenge coin. It's way cool. And then this is the back. Okay. It is, we call it, so a while back, I made a shirt design. I wanted to represent all the blades. And so I also, so I called this a Starburst. But he started calling it the Floretta of Steel. And he just absolutely loves it because it's a blade shape from all the 9 blade designs, and potentially will eventually put on a 6th one to represent the traditional Sangut from the Desangut. So it was so funny. He says, I had to do a video. I had to do an unboxing. And because we actually talked about this the other day, because he says, I ordered them and they're in Alaska. Like they cleared customs. So he says I should have them by June 1st, which is great. That's next week. And then today he gets a ping on his phone and he's like, they're in Miramar, which is like 15 minutes away from where he is. So anyway, they were dropped off today. He did a video. We actually talked about not announcing them at all until they were ready for sale, because people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I want one. So I know what I'm going to do on here is actually, so there's the 2 together, the front and the back. But good morning, Harvey. So anyway, so I'm going to be, he says he's going to try and take better pictures. So anyway, so these are going to go up on his site. We'll announce it. There's only 80 of them available. So, of 80 available for sale. We actually had to hold some aside because, Bram likes to give shit away sometimes. And of course I'm going to get some. So, I will put that. A post will go out on where you can, the link to get them, all that kind of stuff. So it's, I think he basically, based on production costs, shipping, and a little bit of profit for Bram, we're looking at about $35 a coin, and this is not the mini coin. Like this is, let's see, if you look at the picture, I took a screenshot before he actually sent me. Like these things actually look like these are like traditional size challenge coins. So like if you can see his fingers, I mean, it's probably 1.5 inches round, maybe. I don't know, but that's what we're looking at. I'm super excited. I was like, Bram, why did you spend the money? But sometimes you just got to spend money, and it's, if he spends the money, he can actually make the money back. Potentially. It's one of those where everybody wants a CSSD hat. So I buy 10 of them and only 2 people bought them. So I have CSSD hats if anybody wants them. Let's see. What was I going to say? So anyway, so that's that. I didn't even announce today. Good morning. It is May 26th. It is Thursday. I am a week away from turning 50 years old. I'm actually kind of super excited about it. So yesterday was not as unproductive as I was thinking it was going to be. I did put Star Trek on in the background, and I pretty much did a bunch of video editing all day. Not something that I really needed to do, but I needed to do it. Yes, a week away from flying out and hanging out with you and Harvey. Absolutely, it's going to be so fun, man. It's going to be awesome. So now you're coming in Thursday night. Yeah, so that's okay. Friday morning we'll do I'll pick you up and we'll have you on the podcast next Friday. So, and actually I should have my challenge coins. I should have my challenge coins by then. So, because Rob, or I don't know how many he's going to send me. I think he might only send me one, but I know I get more than one, but I don't know. We'll see. So we'll actually get to see it in person. Okay, 10:30. I know you sent me your itinerary. It's the old brain trying to work. Let's see. So a sad beginning of the day. Ray Liotta passing away. So moment of silence. If I could reproduce his laugh from Goodfellas, that would be awesome. And even and I don't know if it was where it kind of fell in his movie box, but Goodfellas was good. Not written very well, because the narrator is murdered, and you can't narrate a story if you're already dead. Unless, of course, you're establishing that you're dead and then telling the story. That's just me. That's just the writer. I didn't mean to kill that. But Ray Liotta was awesome in the movie. I specifically, for me, I remember him from Field of Dreams. So, but that's just that. So let's see. I have a big birthday party coming up at the school. I'm actually we're not doing really a martial arts birthday party at the school. It's going to be an Encanto birthday party at the school, because it's supposed to rain on Friday. And so my daughter-in-law was kind of freaking out, going, our house isn't big enough. How are we going to fit all these people in our house if it's raining? Because it was supposed to be nice and they're going to have an outside party. So I was like, well, twofold. I help family out by giving them a large space to have a birthday party, hence the school. And second, I'm using it as promotion, because a bunch of people with kids are going to know where I'm at. Now, will those kids be old enough to train within my age group? Probably not, but will they talk about it? Hopefully. So anyway, so we'll have a bunch of little ones running around the school on Friday. So, but if I can work it in, because now my plans have kind of changed for Kenobi, I'll have to watch Kenobi early. So we can get those 2 episodes out of the way so I can have the rest of my day. But I don't want to just watch them to get them out of the way. I want to watch them and enjoy them. Like, sit down. Like, I can't, like, there's some stuff I just can't watch with other people. Like after I get off of this, I'm going to watch Strange New Worlds. It's going to be by myself, but I can't watch it with my family because they fucking talk through the goddamn episode and I'm trying to pay attention to the episode. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of all that. I did do some video editing on some curriculum that I had put together. And so I kind of did that because it's I have students who are like, I need to, I haven't been able to come to school or come to class, but what's going on? Can I practice? It's like, oh yeah, I've got these videos, but I haven't edited them yet. So I've been really focusing on that. And then, so along with that, I did have Star Trek Voyager playing in the background. And I did there were some points where I was like, it was, I know I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Where, I would pay attention too much to the TV, but there were some good parts. So if I can remember as we go through, we're just going to jump right into Star Trek here. Let me bring up my calendar. All right. So yesterday we left off on Hope and Fear because I could not remember what Hope and Fear was. Hope and Fear was actually the season finale of season 4. This is on some alien planet, they're trading and they come across this one guy who is, I can't remember it's your stereotype. The thing that popped into my head is this stereotypical, evil genius with a big brain, no hair. Anyway, so they bring him on and, he's really good at languages. And then Janeway is like, oh, I've got this, we've been trying to break this code that we got this transmission from Starfleet. And so he's like, oh yeah, sure. I'll help out. So it is, all these star charts for the Delta Quadrant and all that kind of stuff, and a video from not Admiral Nichea, that's a chick. Anyway, so this Admiral, and it's like, oh, hey, go to these coordinates. We sent a ship. It's a slipstream drive. You'll be home in a couple months, that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit too good to be true. And it ends up being that this guy, he blamed Janeway for destroying, what's it called? Species 8472. And that the Borg were then able to destroy because his race, even though they were identified by the Borg, they had been able to evade it until 8472 got in the way. Good morning, Kim. So James's birthday is at the dojo. I don't know if you knew that. I'm sure Destiny probably told you. So fun times on Friday. We're not going to talk about Bruno or Fight Club. So anyway, so it was a trap. It was all a ruse. So to get the entire crew on this, Federation decoy ship and then ship them off to the Borg and have them all assimilated. So of course, they foil his plans and then he ends up being assimilated himself. So now we go into season 5 with episode 95 and 96, Night and the Drone. So Night is they're flying through this black void, no stars. People are going crazy, and then they run into this. Oh, what did they do? They run into something. Let's see. They run into these this alien race that lives in the void that is trying to that basically attacks Voyager, but then they run into this toxic dump, or this toxic waste disposal guy. And he's basically dumping stuff in this void. And he's like, oh, it's only one race, who cares about them? And Janeway's like, you're poisoning them. They find out that they can get out of this void, if they go through this one portal that this guy tells them about. And so then they escape through the porthole, but in doing so, the disposal guy ends up dying, or at least that's kind of what we suspect. And then they make it into real space. The fun fact is that all the space stuff that we see in space, like we see stars if we live in a rural area when we look up into the sky, but apparently them just flying through blackness is really what space travel would be like once we get out of a solar system. The only time that we would actually see light is if we are near a star, or so I thought that was interesting. Drone is let's see, the mobile emitter that the 29th century mobile emitter gets. They beam up the Doctor, 7 and 9, and a couple other people, and they're having trouble beaming them out I can't remember, for some reason. And nanoprobes get into the mobile emitter for the Doctor, and then basically creates a 29th century Borg. And he dies in the end. But it's I don't know. It really, to me, it wasn't really the greatest episode, mainly because so the guy dies because he's like, he's like, he connected with the Borg to destroy the Borg, but then now the Borg know he's around and he's going to attract the Borg, all this kind of stuff. So he says, oh, I must die. But the mobile emitter that's basically running him is in his brain, and he dies. But then a couple episodes later, boom, we have the mobile emitter is back. So did they dissect him and take out the mobile emitter? I mean, how does that work? It's 29th century technology. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Extreme Risk is the next episode. I'm really trying to catch up. I got through a few episodes. So I got through episode 99. So Extreme Risk, I can't remember what Extreme Risk was. It's escaping me. Yeah, can't remember what it is. Yeah, plot holes are fun. And Star Trek is full of them. And some of them I'd be like, okay, I buy it. But like, you gotta have some type of consistency. So I'm really trying to think of Extreme Risk. I can't think of what that episode is. All right, so moving on. In the Flesh. Okay, so this is, it opens up and you're essentially at Starfleet Academy. You see admirals that we recognize and Starfleet characters that we recognize. Even Boothby is there, another character that we recognize. And then we see Chakotay, and we're like, what happened? Of course. I mean, seen the episode before, this is actually an episode I remember, but it's like, okay, we know that they're in the Delta Quadrant. How did how did they get back? So of course, long story short, it's species 8472, and they're trying to look like humans so they can infiltrate Starfleet and learn more about the Federation and whatever, and then destroy them. But even though they didn't say that they would destroy them, but there are two actors in there that make this surprise thing. So, and for me, of course, I relate everything to other things. And I remember when I watched this, I was like, hey, I know you, at least for the first one. So, well, maybe the second one. So the main one, watching it again, Chakotay runs into this chick. And my first thing is, dude, she's a Cylon. Don't trust her. I can't remember the actress's name, but it's the actress that played Ellen Tigh in the original, or not in the original Battlestar Galactica, but the Ron Moore version of Battlestar Galactica. And so she was Colonel Tigh's wife, and then boom, spoiler alert, she's one of the final 5 Cylons, the original 5 Cylons. So that was really cool to see. And then there was a Starfleet or a Starfleet security guy that looked really familiar. And but the reason he looked familiar is because he played Billy in Gremlins. And this is like what Gremlins was 1984 or something like that. And this episode, I don't know when this episode aired. We're in season 5 now, so it's probably 98, something like that. Because I think Voyager went through 2001, maybe. Can't remember. Anyway, so I was like, cool. We got Gremlins and we got Cylons in Star Trek. That's fantastic. Good. It was, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a filler episode, but it's kind of like a reason probably why we're not going to see species 8472. So it's more, or 8274 or what, I can never remember the species name anyway, but it's kind of the conclusion on their story, which I think it was pretty cool. So they make friends and they go back to fluidic space and all kind of stuff. But we get to see Boothby again. And from the time that episode aired and the death of that actor was only a couple of years. Like he died just a couple of years after that episode was aired. So that's sad. And then Once Upon a Time, very tragic episode of, I always think that and I can't remember the character's name. It's the little baby that was born that has the little horns, the little baby horns. Amanda or Wilder. Amanda Wilder, Alexa Wilder. Can't remember. Anyway, so it opens up and they are in basically a Teletub episode with elements, or maybe it's the Star Trek version of Teletubby on the holodeck. But anyway, I know her mom. I don't know if her mom ever dies. Maybe I'm just confusing that with all the episodes where she almost dies. But anyway, this was one of those episodes where she almost died. Oh, darn. Yeah. So, it was okay, But apparently they can beam an entire ship out of rock just to save the Delta Flyer, which then, keeps on being rebuilt. And I know somebody did a statistic, like brought up a statistic, like, there's so many shuttles that a starship can carry. Like the original Constitution class ship, it was only ever established that there were 4 shuttles from the original Star Trek. And not that it could only hold 4 shuttles, but that there was only ever 4 shuttles mentioned or somewhere. And it wasn't even off of FASA. It was legitimately that. And I can't remember like if they ever established how many shuttles a Galaxy class ship could carry. But I remember some, like, for an Intrepid class, which is maybe, I can't remember, is it as long as a Constitution class ship? But it only like, and I know that's not at full crew complement, but they only have like 170 people on board. But man, this ship can carry tons and tons and tons of shuttles. Like, because like as I've been watching, I'm like, just kind of in the back of in the back of my head, am I like, did they retrieve that shuttle or was that shuttle lost? I'm not sure, but I remember seeing somewhere that like some statistics that based on all the shuttles that have been lost, like actually lost, not used and recovered, that Voyager has like 30 plus shuttles for that tiny ass ship. 30. That's a ton. Unless, of course, they are basically held in some type of database where it's like, oh, we need this model shuttle. And then we just, have it, I don't know, come out of nothingness like a transporter or a replicator. And maybe that's one of the reasons why, I don't know, but I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about as far as I got. The next episode is Timeless, episode 100. And then today, if I watch any other Star Trek today, it'll be Infinite Regress and then Nothing Human. So, and then I will be somewhat caught up. So again, I might just play it in the background, but I have more important things to watch today, like Strange New Worlds, and maybe I'll actually watch the last episode of Halo. God forbid. I mean, it's only been out a week. So, and then, so tomorrow, let's see. Tomorrow there is no school. So, my daughter might actually be here for the podcast. I told her that she could take part. It's not that she wanted to take part. I just told her that she might take part. Might have my wife here. I'm doing it anyway. Don't know exactly when I'm going to watch. It was good. Oh, very cool. Was it better than last week's episode? Because last week's episode was a good episode. I mean, the last few episodes have been character focused. So really, the first episode, of course, is a Captain Pike episode. He's getting back in the saddle. The second episode is what's his name? Was an Uhura episode. Third episode was centered around number 1. So number 1 is supposed to say, number 1 was supposed to be this race that can't be part of the Federation because of its genetic manipulation. And apparently we ran into that race in Enterprise. So I don't remember that. So after Voyager, we get to watch Enterprise. So I'll be looking out for that. Danny, sir, thank you for tuning in all the way from Argentina. How are you today? That's freaking awesome. I don't know if you know this. I do this Monday through Friday, 10 or starting at 9:30 Pacific time. So feel free to chime in anytime, or because you're watching it on YouTube, you can always watch later. But I just drink tea. We talk martial arts, Star Trek, life, that kind of stuff. It's just me just bantering, talking in circles. Once I realize I'm talking in circles and I finish my tea, then I turn off. But and a lot of people sometimes tune in. Sometimes it's just me talking to a screen. So Danny, thank you for tuning in today. That's awesome. I will say it's on par, as it is still character focused and has some nice Easter eggs. Okay, good. I mean, even though for me, episode 3 wasn't the greatest, it was still a good episode. I have not liked an episode yet. So, and it's so funny. Okay, so there's this one guy. He's a YouTuber, and he's from Ireland. I can't remember his name, but he's like, he's like super anti-woke. And he'll like ruin shit for you. But he's funny to listen to. He's got some good points. So, and he's a sci-fi fan. So I noticed, because I don't get on YouTube to watch a lot like I used to, because I like watching Steve Shives. He is anti-conservative. Like, he's actually come out and said, if you are conservative, I don't want you watching my shit. Like, but, and so I have like these two guys that I enjoy watching, they're each on the other end of the spectrum, and they both actually make some pretty good points. But I just find it funny. Anyway, so I have not watched this guy from Ireland, but he was going to do he does reviews every now and then of some of the new Star Trek that comes out. And I have not seen anything that he's done on Strange New World. So I'd like to, I'm interested in watching just to see what he says. Because, like, for me, Strange New Worlds is more Star Trek than any other new Star Trek that's come out. It's got some wokeness in it, because fucking Star Trek is woke, but it's not wokey woke. Like, it's not like ultra spectrum woke. And really, you could be anywhere on the spectrum and have those episodes talk to you. That's like, you're either going to get the story or you're not, but we're not going to shove the message down your throat. So, and so, of course, Fox is like, oh, well, it's Fox News came out, I think, and I think I've mentioned this. It's like, oh, Star Trek is so woke. And of course, George Takei and a bunch of other people, including myself, are like, what Star Trek have you been watching? Like, hello. So anyway, I just think that's funny. So I'm interested to see what this guy from Ireland says, because I'm curious I'm presuming he will be like, it's super woke. So I'm just like, what? I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. What else? I don't know. I just kind of, I went off on some trail, but yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 4. I think I'll probably watch that next after I finish my tea. I might actually make myself another cup of tea so I can enjoy my Star Trek. Let's see. So tomorrow, I know I'm so prefacing for tomorrow. So probably watch Kenobi. And then I will come on. I don't want to say that tomorrow's going to be spoilers, but yeah, I don't know. It'll depend on when I can actually watch Kenobi. So it may not be until after I tune off. But definitely I'll talk some Survivor, which I hadn't talked Survivor this week at all. Oh my gosh, this is like, to me, as this season goes on, it is becoming like, when we talk about, becoming more and more like Survivor, how last season was not very good, and they have good seasons and bad seasons, but I really I'm really enjoying this season. Like, some really good gameplay, and I know she probably won't win, but oh my God, I'm rooting for Marianne. She's this annoying little girl, but she's smart, and it would be freaking amazing if she won. It would be a total left field, but she had some great gameplay last episode. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens in last night's episode that I have not watched yet. I usually watch them on Thursday. Let's see. But yeah. Now, as for birthdays. So birthdays, don't have any Facebook friends that were born today that I know of. But let's see, I could say my stepbrother. Technically he is my stepbrother. But my mom died, so does that still make my stepdad? I think we may have had this conversation. Anyway, so he is 51 years old today. So Brad, I know you don't, I know you're not tuning in at all, but that's okay. He's in Virginia. Happy birthday. Happy 51st. So, and then, let's see, birthdays, talked about Star Trek episodes. Yeah. Nothing else. Sorry, guys. And I still got some tea left. So, oh, dude. Okay. So, not that I'm addicted to TikTok, but sometimes I'll just take like a minute or so to veg out. And, dude, I've seen, now some of the ones that pop up the most are these ones that are like joke, they're joke ones. So I won't repeat the more racist ones, but I also found it really funny. What do you call a bunch of white people in an elevator? A box of crackers. I thought that was so funny. I thought that was so hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's killing me. It's killing me. Okay. I hear some pinging going on in the background, and I have no idea what it is. Yeah, have no clue. Oh, Bram. Oh, Gordon commented on my video, but that's from yesterday. I don't know. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I'm just sorry. See, Rob thought it was funny. See, that's a total dad joke. That's a dad joke. And even though it is race related, technically by the race rules, I can tell that joke because I'm white. Okay, so that's one of the worst excuses I've ever heard. Oh, I can tell that joke. I can use that word because I'm black, or yeah, whatever. Just tell a joke that's funny. I don't care. Like I remember back in the day, okay, I don't know if they're still available or what, but there used to be a series of books and they were entitled Truly Tasteless Jokes. And trust me, these were truly tasteless jokes. And I don't know how I got my hands on them because I had them like in 4th and 5th grade, 6th grade maybe. But yeah, so like every book, and I don't know how many numbers came out, but every book had a page that said jokes for the blind. And it was a blank page. Like, I know that's wrong, but it's a book of truly tasteless jokes. I mean, yeah. And it, you know, they were, because that's funny. It's not putting down anybody. It's just playing on a fact that they can't see. You know? Yeah, I don't know. But and of course I don't have those copies anymore because they were probably taken away by a teacher or my mother or whatever. But I don't know. I just think it's funny. Okay. Let's see. Shoot. Oh, here's another one. Just popped in my mind. There's this one guy, I don't know what his name is. He goes on and he'll go up to his wife and he'll tell his wife a joke or say something and then pan it around and he'll like walk away. And her reaction is like, what the hell? So there was another joke. He says, how do you turn a fox into an elephant? And his wife's like, what? He says, marry them. And then it's like this one, he turns on the whatever soundtrack, whatever music it is, as he walks away, and then she throws a shoe at him. Lisa even thought that was funny. And then you've got yeah, it's funny. And then let's see, what's the difference between a leopard and a cheetah? No, a leopard and a cougar. I'm sorry, a leopard and a cougar. A leopard can haul a man twice its weight up a tree, while a cougar can pull a man half her age into bed. I thought that was pretty good too. I just, it's these funny jokes. Okay. Let's see. Seminar news. Nothing really new on the horizon. The same old stuff. I got Rory's training lab is coming up on Saturday, 10 a.m. Oh yeah, got a birthday party for my grandson at the school. Little martial arts birthday party. Unless of course you're invited, you can't come. Unless of course you're bringing gifts for me. You can show up and give me gifts. Let's see. And then let's see. Then we got the Friends in the Arts Experience on June 4th. So it's a week and a half away. Less than a week and a half away. So sent out my newsletter. Sent out a post dedicated to that. And then I've been posting little memes. I got to post another one today, promoting it for each instructor. And then, oh shoot. Then we got Bram in July, and then Dan Anderson's thing in November. There's going to be something in between somewhere. So I'd like to probably do something in April. Not April. I'd like to do something in September, possibly. Maybe have Jim Korn out. I think that would be freaking awesome. And I'm still planning on going to Jacksonville, whether I go to Indiana or not, in October. So, yeah, HKI camp in October. So, Eventually at some point I'll do like a split screen and then have like half the screen and then just have all these dates brought up. That's a great idea with QR codes. I love QR codes. All right. Anyway, so just have a little bit of tea left. Let me sip on some. It's going to be a good day, even though it's supposed to rain. I'm going to try and be as productive as possible. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've never tuned in before and you've watched this all the way to the end, is hear me banter about stupid shit and Star Trek and martial arts and life and all that kind of stuff, and interact with my friends on here, and you don't subscribe or anything like that, please do subscribe, follow, and then share this. Share the jokes this morning. Just, try not to get hit when you tell them. And then, let's see, come to a seminar. I don't, go out and train. That's, I don't care if it's my seminar. I don't care if it's somebody else's. Go and train, learn good shit. So peace out. This is the last sip. So live long and prosper. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Whether or not I watch Kenobi, because I don't know, I might just be up at midnight watching Kenobi.